Story 1. Welcome back to the first horror story. The incident I'm about to tell you today is not a story. It's not fiction. This is a true event that took place in 2018 in the city of Chicago, USA. Those who witnessed this incident with their own eyes, their lives were never the same again. So without wasting any time, let's get into the story. My name is Ethan Carter. I worked for nearly 3 years at a mid-sized hotel in Chicago as a night shift front desk clerk. From 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., those hours were strangely quiet. So quiet that I could hear my own breathing echo in my ears. There was one room in that hotel, a room everyone avoided, room 417. Housekeeping staff refused to go there. Many guests requested a room change in the middle of the night. When asked why, they all said the same thing. There's something wrong with that room. One night, 2:13 a.m., the front desk phone rang. Caller ID. Room 417. I picked up. Front desk, this is Ethan. No response. Only breathing. Slow, heavy. As if someone was standing on the other side of the phone. Then suddenly, a woman's voice whispered. He's standing in the corner. My chest tightened. Who? I asked. The woman whispered again. Please, don't let him come closer to me. The line went dead. I immediately called security and went to open room 417. The room was empty. No person, no luggage, but one thing was there. The room phone, off the hook. That same night, I checked the CCTV footage. At 2:11 a.m., the camera suddenly turned to static. 3 seconds later, a tall shadow appeared, standing in front of room 417's door. It didn't move. At 2:13 a.m., the shadow vanished into thin air. That was the exact moment the phone rang. The next morning, an elderly housekeeper named Martha finally told me the truth. In 2003, a woman named Lydia Moore stayed in that room. She repeatedly called the front desk saying, "There's a man standing in the corner of my room." On the fourth night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., she made one last call. No one answered. The next morning, she was found dead, eyes wide open, staring at the corner of the room. The room phone was off the hook. My final night shift. 2:12 a.m. The phone rang again. Room 417. I picked it up. This time, it wasn't a woman's voice. It was a man's. He can see you now. Every monitor went black, and then, I heard breathing behind me. Not from the phone, from the corner of the lobby. I quit that job the same day. Even today, people say, phones still ring, from an empty room. Story 2. This second incident was sent by a former delivery driver from Canada. To this day, he never drives at night again. 2020. I worked as a long-distance courier in Ontario, Canada. One night, my GPS rerouted me onto an unfamiliar highway. Snow everywhere, no streetlights, no houses. Suddenly, I saw 3 people standing by the roadside. Their backs were facing me. They weren't moving. As my headlights hit them, I realized they had no eyes, smooth, pale skin. Suddenly, the radio whispered, "Don't stop." I didn't, but in the rearview mirror, I saw them walking behind my truck. Impossible. Moments later, they disappeared. At 2:30 a.m., I stopped at a rest area. In the snow, I saw something terrifying. Bare footprints, leading away from my truck. Inside the restroom, carved into the mirror, were the words, "We follow warmth." My phone rang. Unknown number. Then I heard my own voice say, "You let us in." At dawn, I returned home. That night, on my CCTV footage, 3 shadows stood in my driveway. The doorbell rang. I didn't open the door. In the morning, I saw bare footprints in the snow. The footprints led inside the house. Within a month, I sold the house. But even today, when the heater turns on, someone whispers, "Warmth remembers everything." Story 3 and final story. This incident is something many people said was impossible. But those who witnessed it still fear taking the subway at night. This happened in 2016 in the New York City subway. My name is Daniel Roberts. At the time, I worked at an IT company in New York. After overtime, I often returned home very late. That day was Friday. Time, 2:45 a.m. I stepped onto the subway platform. Almost empty. An announcement echoed. This is the last train of the night. The final train. I got on. Only 4 other passengers inside. Unnaturally silent. As the train started moving, I noticed A man sitting directly across from me. Black coat, head lowered, face hidden, but something was wrong. The train stopped. People got off. 1 station, 2 stations. The man didn't move. Suddenly, the lights went out for 1 second. When they came back on, the man lifted his head. What I saw, he had no eyes, only dark, hollow sockets. Then an announcement came through the speaker. But it wasn't a normal voice. Broken, slow, distorted. Attention all passengers, those who are still alive. Please close your eyes. My body froze. The doors locked by themselves. I looked around. Everyone else had their heads lowered. The same posture. Together, the train stopped stopping. Its speed increased. Outside the windows, nothing, only darkness. Then the man stood up. Very slowly. He looked at me and said, "You haven't gotten off yet." I tried to scream. No sound came out. He leaned close and whispered, "This train only goes one way." Suddenly, the train jolted violently and stopped. An announcement played. Final stop. The doors opened. There was no station, only fog, and many people standing still. No eyes. The man said, "This is where everyone gets off." I closed my eyes and ran. When I opened them, I was lying on a subway platform. Morning. Police standing nearby. They told me the 3 a.m. train has been shut down for years. They also said, many people have gone missing on this line. Even today, those who take the New York subway after 3 a.m. say, sometimes, a train arrives, with no number. So these were today's 3 true horror incidents. If something like this has ever happened to you, or if you know a similar story, feel free to share it with us at the email address below. Until then, stay safe.